All right, this is a homework problem out of 6.1, and it says find the minimum sample size n needed to estimate mu. Let's see, for the given values of c, sigma, and e. Okay, so the only thing I've done here, y'all, is I just wrote down the formula that we're going to need, and this is the formula. Okay, I got this directly out of 6.1. Okay, so it's telling me, the first thing it's telling me is that my confidence interval is going to be 90. Okay, so just so you get a visual of what that means. It's not a very pretty picture, but trying to, you know what I mean. All right, so what this means here is that the area here is going to be 0.90, okay, 90%. So remember, the area under the entire curve is 1. So if this part is 90%, then these pieces here are each going to be 5%. And so what I need to find is I need to find those critical values. So one of them is going to be negative and one's going to be positive, and we're going to be using the positive one. So if I'm trying to find that critical value, remember, if the area to the left here is 0.05, the way I'm going to find that is I'm going to go inverse norm of 0.05. So let me take my calculator, let me go here, let me clear this out. So I'm going to go second vars, inverse norm of 0.05, close it off, and I'm coming up with negative 1.64. So let's see. Okay, so this tells me that this number here is a negative 1.64. So this one here is going to be a positive 1.64, right? Because the graph is symmetric. Again, remember what I mean by symmetric is that if you cut it directly in half, this half is the same as that half there. Okay, so now we found our z-value. So I'm going to use this formula now to finish it off. So we're going to say n equals 1.64 times sigma, which is 6.2, divided by e, which is 1. Now this is going to be squared. So I'm going to do this part on my calculator. Guys, notice what we're doing. We're dividing by what number? We're dividing by 1. So when you divide by 1, nothing really happens, right? So I'm not going to worry about the dividing by 1 part. I'm going to go 1.64 times, forgot my point, 64 times 6.2, and we're going to square it. And if you notice what I'm coming up with like 103.38. So let me just write that down here. Coming up with 103.38. And let's see. I want you to notice that the directions are actually telling me to round up to the nearest whole number. So all that means is that if it's 103 and any kind of change, whether this number is a 5 or more, we're always going to be rounding up.